All right, you guys. So today we are going to get a look at the Child, Star Wars The Mandalorian. Now, this is a remote control version of the Child that we have here in the center of all of the other Child products that we received earlier. And then, of course, off to your right hand side is going to be your animatronics Yoda. In my review for the animatronics Child right here, I did include our Master Yoda animatronics and had them together. So I wanted to include him here with the remote control version of the Child. Now, obviously the one off to the far left here is going to be your plush baby. He has no electronics, no animatronics. He's just a plush doll. However, the other three do have sounds, movement, things of that nature. So we're going to get a look at all three of these, but of course we're going to specifically focus in on the remote control version of the Child here that we have in the center. So let's get you a closer look at the box. So getting you guys a look at the box, just real quickly, we have our Star Wars logo, Mandalorian logo. We also have the Child there across the edge of the cardboard box, which is made to look like the Child's floating crib, which is very awesome. And then off to the side there, we have depictions of the various features for the Child, which is head movement. We also have sounds, and then of course you can remote control him and have him make movements, which is really cool and very awesome. And we will get a look at all of that here today. Obviously on the side of the box, you have what would be the front of the crib there. And then off to the back side of the box, we have a picture of the Child in movement. So you see the different head movements. There is arm movements as well. And then you have different depictions of the various movements for the Child, the various features, the sounds, how you can direct the movements with the remote control. And we'll get a look at that in just a moment. You have different ways where you can play hide and seek. You can play follow. You can put them in a curious mode. And then of course, again, you have the lights and sounds. And then there's also a joystick in which you can guide the figure's movements as well. So that is very, very cool. And then underneath you have what the contents are in the box, which is one plush figure, one remote control, and then your instruction sheet as well. Go ahead and get you a look at the contents on the inside of the box. So getting you a look at the figure on the inside of the box, there you see you have your remote control, and then the figure itself. Head of the figure, it appears to be made of a rubbery texture similar to the animatronics version of the figure. So that's very cool. But then if you look at the hands seem to be made of a cloth material, not of a rubbery material. Much like the Master Yoda hands there, which are rubbery texture, same as the head. Here you have that rubbery texture for the head, but the hands are of a cloth material there. So obviously well, I'm assuming that I haven't even picked up the figure at all or taken it out of its package. I'm assuming that the hands do not have any movements, but however, the arms do have some movement. All right, guys, so we're gonna pull this guy out of the box and insert any batteries that may be needed. And then we'll put this guy on the floor with our Master Yoda and animatronics Child, and see what all three of these guys look like. Maybe get them to kind of dance with each other. So stay tuned. All right, you guys. So we have our figure out of the box. Very cool looking figure. Again, the hands are a little wonky looking because it has that plush doll look as opposed to the rubbery texture that's on the head. So that is a little jarring a little bit, I guess. But other than that, the looks are very, very cool. Very similar to the Mattel plush figure, obviously, probably based off of the same model because they are both Mattel products. So Very, very cool looking baby Yoda. And of course you have the remote control there sitting right in front of your child, aka baby Yoda. So guys, let's get a closer look at your child figure, remote child figure. So getting you a closer look at the remote control child, aka baby Yoda, aka Grogu. As I mentioned earlier, you just have the plush hands there with the sewn material around the hands there. I hope you guys can see that. Try and get you just a closer look at that. So you have the plush material there. So this is all sewn there. You have cloth material here. Again, you have the rubbery texture for the head and ears, which is really cool. Your remote control. He is on wheels or rollers, which allow him to move around. So that's cool. You can even spin him around. And you have the backside of your figure. Appears to also have a sensor on the backside of the head, so he can receive the messages from the remote, so that's very cool. And then getting you a look at the remote. Very cool. You have your joystick here, and you have multiple buttons on each side. I'm not sure what those functions are, but we will get a look at the instructions. And what's really cool is it's kind of made out to look like the fob that the Mandalorian wears. So this is really, really awesome. Very, very cool stuff. You're definitely gonna have some fun cosplaying with this guy as the Mandalorian, having him walk on the side of you with the remote control and using the remote control fob right there. So I can see a lot of cosplay users getting a lot of mileage out of this particular product right here. Very, very cool stuff. So just a quick look at your instructions here on the instruction sheet. Again, you have your remote control, you have the plush child. Very nice, very cool. And just underneath that, you have your infrared receivers in the eyes. Also, as I mentioned, on the back, you also have an action button that's hidden underneath the coat, which is really cool. Underneath the figure, you have your power switch, you have your battery cover, and then of course the wheels, as I mentioned. Looks like there's 3 wheels there. And then for your remote control, you have the battery cover, which is underneath your remote control. So very, very cool. And then just underneath that, again, you have your other information and other readables for your instructions. On the back side, you have, again, the button which gives you basic movements, the head action, and the force movement. And then you also, with your remote control, you have your follow sequence for the figure. And the various buttons connects to the various actions. So your orange button would give you the head action. The purple button gives you the force movement. The yellow button on the other side gives you the follow. And the dark blue button, I believe that is, gives you the hide and seek mode. And then your red button gives you the curious mode. And then finally your green button gives you the sounds for your figure. So very cool. And then of course the joystick allows you to move the figure in whichever direction you choose to do so. So a multitude of functions for your remote control child, aka Grogu, aka Baby Yoda figure. So at the moment, the figure should be in the try me mode or the preliminary mode, which should allow us, when we press the button, which should be somewhere underneath the clothing here, to give us some kind of action. Let's see what that does for us. So pretty cool, a little noisy with the animatronics, which is funny. but it is kind of cool, and I do like the sounds. It's very close to the original animatronics figure, which is off to the side. As a matter of fact, let's pull both of these guys up and get a look at both of their functions together. So there you have both of your figures using the Force together. So as you can see, obviously the Mattel version gives you quite a bit of animatronic noise to go along with the Force sound, which is kind of like a whoosh. However, with the Hasbro version, it's a much quieter motor as the arm goes up, and you get a much clearer sound effect with the Force. So very cool. Both are very, very nice, actually. But I think the Hasbro has it just a little bit beat when it comes to in regards to the noise that the animatronics functions makes once the figure is using the Force. All right, guys, and then getting you a look at the remote. Again, very cool. It's made to look like the fob, and it comes with a Velcro strap, so you can put it around your wrist. It even fits my, well, somewhat adult arm, but it's even loose even on my arm, so I'm not sure how it would fit around a child's arm, but you do get quite a bit band. I didn't want to smash the buttons while I was putting it on, so it's a little loose on me. But very, very cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this guy on the floor so we can get some movement on the floor. I don't wanna have him roll off the table. So we're gonna put him on the floor. Hopefully I'll be able to get some really good camera angles with it being down on the floor. So let's try it out and see how this works. All right, you guys, so let's get a look at the various functions for our remote control child, AKA Baby Yoda, AKA Guru. So getting you a look at the remote control, you turn the remote control on using this button here. So we press that button and we get that red sensor that's on. So the first thing we're gonna try is the head action button, which is the orange button here. So let's get a look at the head action. Very cool. And then we'll also get a look at the Force movement button. So this is how you will activate the Force with your figure. We also have the follow mode button and the search button. Let's start with the follow. So with the follow mode, he should follow you around. You have to keep the remote at waist level, and the figure should follow you around. So let's see what he does. I'm gonna press the yellow follow button. And we're gonna see if he can follow us around. So once he senses your movement, he will follow you around. So very, very cool mode right there. Come on over to me. Come on, yeah, baby, yeah. Come on over, come on. Yeah. So to get him off of that mode, you just simply press the follow button again, and that takes that command off. And then you can actually use the remote to put him back in place. We're gonna get him back lined up over here. we go.
So our blue button on the other side is a search mode. So you can play hide and seek with your figure. So what you would do is press the button, that activates him, and then you would wait 10 seconds and then you hide. So I'm actually hiding at the moment. And he's gonna search me out. He's coming to search me out, and I'm well behind the camera. And here he comes. Very cool feature right there. He came right up to me. I was hiding behind the camera and he came right up to me. So very cool and works very, very, very well there. And then you also have the curious mode where the child will walk around and explore the room. So let's go ahead and see how that works. That function is controlled by the red button here. This red button, so let's go ahead and press it. Now he's just gonna walk around the room and be curious. So he's gonna check out the animatronics. He's like, who are these guys? He's looking around the room. He's checking things out. He's like, what's up, fellas? What's going on? What's happening? Looks like he might be stuck. Now he's trying to use the force to get things out of his way. He's like, Master Yoda was clapping. So in his curious mode, he's just gonna move around and periodically he will use the force. So that is really, really awesome and cool. Let's get him turned the correct way. There he is. And then finally for our green button, these are gonna be our sounds for the figure. And then again, your green button is found right here. And as we press that green button, we get the different sounds. So that's really, really cool. Last but not least, we have the joystick that allows you to move your baby Yoda around. When you do it to the left or right, he turns left or right. You go forward by simply going forward. You go backward by simply going backwards. Fairly simple. So very, very cool stuff. And then of course by using the joystick, you can control all of your baby Yoda's movements. You make him do a spin. And then of course you can mix the different functions together. So if you want him to move his head and move around as well, you can do that. If you want him to use the force and move around, you can do that as well. So very, very cool. And then obviously with any of the sounds, you can do multiple functions with your figure. So very, very cool stuff with your remote control child, aka Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. All right, guys, so let's see if we can get all of our figures to interact with each other. Of course, the small animatronics child does not move around, but he will actually make sounds and movements according to the things that are going on around him. So, and actually the movement of the two other figures may activate him as well. Let's see.
Oh, you bet one. Me sure did.
Thank you, Master Yoda.
Yeah. Dark side. Yeah. Your hand. You must raise. And let me sense the force within you. Stop and harness your head. Soft.
So we got Master Yoda abusing animatronics child.
Abandon your treatment. You must not. The force. Yes. Set aside my king and teach you the force, I will. Through the force, things you will see. Other places, the future, the past. The dark side. Hold your hand to mine, you must. And kiss, I will.
Tell us about the dark side, Master Yoda.
The dark side. Yeah. Your hand, you must raise. And let me sense the force within you. Breathe out. Your hand, you must raise. And let me sense the force within you. The force flows through you.
Is the dark side powerful?
The force, yes. My ally is the force, and a powerful ally it is. Like grit, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. The dark side, yes. Hold your head to mine, you must. And kiss me, I will. Powerful, you have become. Ah, you Mattel. Be sure I did. The way of the lightsaber, I will teach you. May the force be with you. More, yes. Ready you are for an advanced lightsaber technique. Watch me you can and follow.
Oh, baby Yoda, watch out!
Always in motion and mastery. Powerful you have become.
Yoda, show me the force.
More, yes. A lightsaber form reads until that achieves speed, strength, intensity. Find the form you must, and master it. Watch me you can.
Yoda, show me more.
More, yes. Clear
Master Yoda, show me the ways of the Force.
The Force. Yes. Guide your lightsaber at will.
Master Yoda, show me the Force.
The Force. Yes. Set aside my lightsaber and teach you the Force. I know. A question do you have?
Yes. Tell me about the Force.
More, yes. Greetings, Padawan. The way of the lightsaber, I will teach you. A Jedi. Much to join me in a fight. The dark side. Go ahead. You must raise. And let me sense the force within you. You will be tempted by the dark side of the force. Resist you must. Reach out. Your hand. You must raise. And let me sense the force within you. Stubborn and hard is your head. Soften it with will.
All right, you guys. So there you have your remote control child, aka Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. Very cool figure, or remote control figure, I should say. Does follow all of the commands that it specifies that it follows. It has a very cool follow mode. It has a very cool search mode. It also has a very cool curious mode. Even though the curious mode, it's going to kind of go geared to anything that's in its area. So when I had it around the Master Yoda and the animatronics Baby Yoda, it kind of went towards those two figures and kept running into it instead of exploring the rest of the room. So that's kind of like the only glitch that I saw with this particular figure, but everything else is really, really cool with this figure. The little plush hands, I wish they were more like the rubbery material that you have with animatronics Child and the animatronics Master Yoda. Those figures, in addition to the rubber head and skin, it is also on the hands of both of those figures, where with the remote control version, they've gone with the more of the plush look, so it just kind of doesn't really fit cosmetically. But other than that, it is a very, very cool little figure and an awesome item to add to any cosplay Mandalorian that you may do, because you can have this little guy follow you around and walk around, and he's just really, really cool. So very cool purchase. I believe this item went for about 80 bucks if I'm not mistaken. The small animatronics Child, I believe, goes for about 60 bucks if I remember correctly. And I picked up the legendary Yoda for about $80 there, which he is absolutely awesome. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to your remote control Child, aka Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. I think he is absolutely awesome. You can do with any one of the particular versions of the Baby Yoda, aka Child, depending on what your preferences are. If you're looking for something for your cosplay, I definitely would recommend the remote control version. If you're just looking for a very small version that you can carry around, you could still cosplay with this one and still get the voice, the sound activation, and some of the arm movement. He just won't be walking around for you with the animatronics. And then he does also come with the necklace as well. And then you have your standard plush figure, which comes with no lights, no sounds, no animatronic movements. He's just a plush figure there in his carton. So you would do well with any version of those three. I like all three of them. My favorite would probably have to be the smaller animatronics version, simply because he's so cute. He's small, very hand-sized, if you will, and he does a lot. The voice activation, the force, he's just really, really cool. However, I do like the remote control version as well. Again, with the walking motion that you have, the remote control access that you have, and the different modes that it comes with, it's just a very, very cool purchase. And like I said, you couldn't go wrong with any one of these versions of the Child, aka Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. So really cool stuff, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are and put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the possible Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost.
Wake me, you did. Only a fully trained Jedi Knight, with the Force as your ally, will conquer the dark side. Watch me, you can.
May the Force be with you always.